In this video, I'm going to show you the many ways in which you can move, rotate, and scale objects in Blender. This is a beginner tutorial, so no prior Blender experience is needed. First, we need to open Blender. I'm using Blender 5.1, which is the most recent release. When you open Blender, you'll see this screen here. We can click into the background, which is called the 3D viewport, and that screen will disappear. Then we want to select these three objects and delete them. In order to do that, we go to Select and then All, or you can press A, which is the hotkey. You can see the hotkey on the right side here. We've selected those, so you can see they're highlighted. Then go to Object and go to the bottom where it says Delete, or you can press the hotkey X, or you could press the Delete key. So we've gotten rid of those three objects. Now we want to add a mesh cylinder. We go to Add, Mesh, and then Cylinder. And this cylinder appears here. I'm going to delete this cylinder so I can show you the hotkey for adding a mesh really quick. So I just have that selected and I press delete. So if you press Shift and A, this menu pops up and then you can go to Mesh and then Cylinder. This is a nice shortcut to get to adding meshes or other tools. So I just added this cylinder in. This menu on the lower left pops up. It says Add Cylinder. So open that. We're going to adjust the vertices here. So you can see it's 32. We'll change this to 100. And that makes the cylinder a lot smoother. Vertices need to be adjusted right now. If we click into the 3D viewport while this menu is open, this menu will disappear forever and we can't adjust the vertices again. These other settings like radius, depth, location, and rotation, these can all be adjusted later, and I'll show you how to do that more in this tutorial. But you can adjust these like so, rotate them, etc. I'm going to put these all back to 0 though. So watch, as I click into the 3D viewport, this menu will disappear. So it's gone forever now. So if you want to adjust the number of vertices, you'll have to delete this cylinder and then create a new one. Now to navigate and change our view, what we can do is click on this gizmo on the upper right here, this navigation gizmo. If you click on it and click and drag, you can rotate the view around like so. Or if you want to get like a right angle view, click on these X, Y, and Z, and you'll get to view the part perfectly at 90 degrees. How I like to change the view though is hold the middle mouse button and move the mouse around like so. I find this a lot easier to do. You don't have to go up to this gizmo up here and click. Middle mouse is my preferred way for moving around. Now to zoom, there's this zoom tool on the right here. So zoom in and out in the view. You can click on that and you move the mouse in and out while you have clicked on that zoom tool. Another way of zooming is by using the mouse wheel. If you scroll on the mouse wheel, you can zoom in and out. And then another way to zoom in and out is if you hold the control key and then you hold the middle mouse button, you can smoothly zoom in and out. So I'm holding control and middle mouse and zooming. It's very similar to this zoom in and out view. With the mouse wheel, it's kind of zooming at a step, whereas the control and middle mouse is much smoother. To pan, you can click on this hand tool here. If you click and drag the mouse, this moves the part around or moves the view around like so. Another way you can do that is if you hold Shift and the middle mouse button while dragging the mouse, then you can pan around. I usually use the Shift plus middle mouse pan feature. On the left here, there is this Move tool. So let's click that and then select your part. The Move gizmo will appear inside of your part. You can see these red, blue, and green arrows along with these planes here. So if I want to freely move the part around in the plane at which I'm viewing, there's this white circle here. So just click and drag that around. You can freely move the part around. And it moves just in the plane that's perpendicular to your viewpoint. If you want to move more precisely, you can click and drag on one of these arrows here. So on this green arrow, if I click and drag that, it's going to move the part along the y-axis only. So I can do this multiple times to do really precise moves. I can move along the y and then the x-axis. And then if I want to move along a specific plane, there's these planes here. You can click and drag these. So if I want to keep this to the XY plane only, I click and drag this blue plane and it keeps the move in the plane only. Before we go further, I want to show you how you can undo and redo. So let's say I have moved my part over to the right like so, and I want to undo this. You can go to Edit, Undo, or to redo this, you can go to Edit and then Redo. The hotkeys for this are also Control Z to undo, so I can put this back, or if I want to redo that move, Control Shift Z does a redo. So now if we want to rotate this part, we can click on the rotate tool on the left, and this rotate gizmo appears in the part. If we want to do a free rotate, we can rotate with respect to the plane that we're viewing in by grabbing this white circle on the outside. This is kind of more of an arbitrary rotation here, pressing Control Z to undo that. And then if we want to rotate along specific axes, you can grab the colored red, green, and blue circles. You can rotate along those specific axes really precisely. So I'm pressing Control Z to undo all those. So if I want to scale a part, what I can do is click on the scale tool on the left, and the scale gizmo appears. You can see that there's these planes and these boxes attached to the axes here. If I click on one of these boxes and drag, it will scale along that specific axis. So I can do that with the X and Y axes, like so. I'm pressing Control Z to undo this. If I want to scale along a plane, I can click and drag one of these planes. So here, if I grab the blue plane, it will scale the cylinder along just the XY plane only, so it doesn't grow in height. So before we move on from scaling, I want to show you a common issue that occurs sometimes. If you go back to rotate, if I rotate this to some angle here, and then I go back to scale, if I try and drag this along and try and scale along a specific axis here, you can see it's not scaling along that axis. It's scaling kind of diagonal, like so. So what we can do to fix that is, if you want to scale along the axes, select your part and then go to Object and then Apply and All Transforms. This will apply the transform and make sure it doesn't scale in like a weird, funky way. So now look, if I scale, it will scale quite normally. Another way you can scale, rotate, and move is using the viewport gizmos. So if you go and click on the select on the upper left, then we can't see the gizmo in there anymore. We go to the upper right here, gizmos, click on the drop-down menu, and then check move. You can see the move gizmo appeared. Rotate and scale, you can select those as well. You can select any of these that you want. I'm going to select all three here so we can do move, rotate, and scale all at once. So I can click on the arrow to move it. I can click on the box and drag to scale, and I can click on the red circle to rotate. You can leave these on here, and that way you have access to them all the time, all at once. I'm going to turn off these object gizmos, the move, rotate, and scale, so I can show you another way of doing move, rotate, and scale. On the right, there's this object properties box, this orange box here, so click on that, and you'll see location, rotation, and scale, and this delta transform drop down as well. Here you can click and drag to move to a very precise location. You can also just enter in values directly. So if I want to rotate to 90 degrees, I can enter that in perfectly there. Same thing with the scale. We can enter in precise values. I'm going to set these all back to their original values though. Additionally, there's delta transforms, and what that allows you to do is do a relative transform on top of an existing transform. So if I rotate this Y, I can do a relative transform even further or back like so. It's a helpful tool. It just gives a little bit more flexibility. Now I'm going to show you how to move, rotate, and scale objects using hotkeys. This is my favorite way of doing transforms because it's much more convenient. So with the parts selected, if we press G on the keyboard, this allows us to just freely move the part around. If I left click, then this confirms the move and it places the part. I'm going to undo here with Control Z. Now, if I press G to move and I'm moving the part around like this, but I actually want to cancel this move, I can right click and it puts the part back. It cancels the move. In order to scale, you can press S, and this lets you scale by moving the mouse. You can press R to rotate. This rotates with respect to the viewing plane. Now, if I want to constrain these moves or these transforms, the best way of doing that is by pressing X, Y, or Z after pressing the hotkey. So if I press G and I want to constrain this move to the Z axis to move it up and down, I press Z. You can see this blue line appears and my part is constrained to the Z axis. I can also press X or Y and it will just change the constraining axis there. Same deal for scale. If I press S, it will scale like this, but if I press Z, I can start scaling along the Z axis only, or Y, or X as well. For rotations, same deal. If I press R, and I want to rotate about the X axis only, I press X, and we're rotating just about this axis, or Y, or Z, like so. If I want to constrain to a plane rather than an axis, I can press G to move, and then I can press Shift and then Z, and that will constrain it to the XY plane like shown here. It kind of negates the Z axis basically. So I can press G and then Shift X, and that constrains it to the YZ plane. This is the same deal for scale and rotate as well. So if I press S and then Shift Z, I'll scale in the XY plane only. It's super convenient and I highly recommend using these hotkey tricks here. Also, when you use these hotkeys, you can use the middle mouse as well. So if I press G and then press the middle mouse and drag the mouse, I can kind of automatically select these axes here, like so. Same thing for rotate. I can choose what axis to rotate about. It's very, very handy. Same for scale. Middle mouse lets me scale along these directions freely. I'm going to show you another trick that's helpful when moving, rotating, or scaling. If I have a part selected here and I click G, I can move my mouse up and I can just keep moving it, and you can see my mouse appeared at the bottom of the screen. So I can just keep moving this up and up and up, and if I click to confirm the move, the part will have been moved up quite far. So that's nice because you don't have to worry about the mouse running into the edge of the screen and then having to move the part additional times. Same thing with scale. If I want to scale and I just keep moving the mouse over and over, I'll have scaled the part really huge. I'm also going to show you my least favorite way of transforming objects. With the part selected, you can go to Object and then Transform, and then go to Move, Rotate, or Scale. You can see the hotkeys G, R, and S here, like we used before. If I click Move here, then I can move the part around like so. Same with rotation, etc. This here, I don't like to use because it's very inefficient. It's so much easier to just press G or S or R and just start moving. So I don't like this object transform method very much. That's all I have for this video. I hope you learned the many ways in which you can move, rotate, and scale objects in Blender. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please leave me a comment or subscribe, as they encourage me to keep making videos like this. Thank you.